Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Lattafa Raed Oud. Alright, so Raed Oud is from the house of Lattafa. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and I scooped this bad boy up from Perfume online for $26. Link will be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have a coupon code, save yourself $5 off a first purchase at Perfume online if you decide you want to shop with them. Presentation on this, if you're familiar with the Raed line, there's the Raed Luxe as well as the Raed Silver, and this is another flanker, the Raed Oud. Very similar presentation. It has this beautiful thick cardboard box, nice shimmery gold on the side, and it does have a flip top like so, revealing our bottle sitting in a nice little podium in there. So box presentation on this is quite nice. Bottle presentation is pretty straightforward. It is a nice thick heavy bottle, has a nice thick glass base to it, has a plastic cap on it with this little ribbon. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but they decided to do that for all the Raeds. And the atomizer on this is quite nice. Nice distribution, good long sprays. So overall presentation on this for 26 bucks. Well done, Lattafa. So if you were wondering what Lattafa's Raed Oud smells like, come to the right place. So I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are citruses, spices, cinnamon, clove, saffron, woods, amber, musk, leather, oud, and some vanilla. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In the opening, you get those nice citruses that come through, more of kind of an orange, maybe a little bit of a bergamot that comes through, mixes with some nice fresh spices as well as that cinnamon. And you do get that saffron that comes through, has a bit of a dry, suede style of saffron. Very kind of energizing, fresh, uplifting style of opening to it, but it still has that earthy element to it as well. So it does have that kind of bold masculinity in that opening, but has that kind of energetic vibe that goes on. And there is also a little hint of some berry, a red berry note of some sort, more kind of like a raspberry, adding some fruity sweetness to it. It is a little bit tucked behind that. It's not a very prominent fruity note, and it's not listed as one of the notes in there as well, but I do pick up on kind of a berry, fruity sweetness that comes through with this. As this opens up a little bit more, you get more of those dry woods that come through, a little bit of that amber, and that leather, that suede leather from that saffron gets kind of overtaken by more of kind of a leather jacket sort of a feel. So this leather jacket mixed with some really nice dry woods and some amber, and this nice fresh spicy aspect that comes through in a very green sort of sense. So again, this is not listed in the notes, but I get sort of like a cypriol or like an olibanum style of green, this really fresh, spicy, snappy style of green that mixes in with that leather, giving it this freshness, but also this kind of bold, almost smoky accord that comes through that is absolutely beautiful when it mixes with those dry woods and those leathers. The sweetness in this does die off a little bit. That red berry sort of sweetness does die down. There is a little bit of vanilla that's in the base, but it's just a hint of that, just to kind of keep things balanced, not make this too bold and too rugged with those fresh spices, the dry woods, that leather accord. There is oud listed in this. It's not a very prominent oud. This does have a little bit of a Middle Eastern vibe, but it's more of a woody style of oud than it is like an animalic or a medicinal style of oud. So if you're afraid of oud fragrances, you don't have to be too wary of this one. It's not a very prominent oud style of note that comes through. It just mixes with that leather really well, giving it more of kind of a boldness to that leather and a dryness to that leather than it does kind of an oud forward fragrance. In the dry down, that's pretty much what you're left with, is a really nice, bold, masculine, rugged style of woody fragrance, mixing with that leather accord that's in there, and that, again, that fresh, spicy green aspect that mixes with that leather, giving it that snappiness, sort of a refreshing, fresh, spicy aspect to it. So it's not too dark or too heavy. It's a nice balance between those scent accords. And overall, if you're looking for that bold, masculine style of scent accord, this is something you might want to check out. So when it comes to the performance of Lattafa's Raed Oud, I get great performance off my skin with this. 7-8 hours worth of longevity, no problem. And the projection on this for the first 2 hours is pretty good. This does push off very well for those first 2 hours. Decent scent bubble. You're gonna have a nice long trail with this one. So overall, I am quite impressed with this for a $26 fragrance. The performance on this is quite good. So when it comes to the where and when I think Lattafa's Raed Oud would be most appropriate, definitely think this is kind of a cooler weather style of fragrance, as the notes would suggest and my description. More of kind of a fall, spring style of fragrance. You can definitely pull this off in the winter. It has that boldness, has that spicy aspect to it in those dry woods that'll really push through that cold. You probably don't want to wear this on a summer day, especially in the high heat. This is too bold, this is too woody, has that leathery aspect to it. It would just be too aggressive on a summer day. But I've worn this in the summer evenings, on a cooler, milder summer evenings, and this does fit the bill quite well. So more of a cooler weather style of fragrance, mild to the winter times. You can definitely pull this off. In terms of occasion, this is a casual style fragrance for the most part. You could maybe pull this off on a date night. This has a real masculine, bold ruggedness to it. So if that's the kind of vibe you're going for and you think your lady or your gentleman you're going on a date with might enjoy that, might appreciate that aspect, this could be a decent date night fragrance. There's other ones out there I would probably wear ahead of time that have a little bit more of a sexiness and more of a lure than kind of an in-your-face ruggedness, but you know, you decide, it's your date, you do what you want to do. In terms of formal occasions, I don't think you can necessarily dress this one up. Again, it has that kind of rugged edge to it, a little bit of that boldness to it, but if you are going for that kind of powerful vibe, dressing up in, you know, a power suit, this could fit it. But again, I think there's other fragrances out there that would be best for a formal occasion. So through and through, I think this is a cool weather fragrance for casual occasions for the most part, and that's where it's going to be suited best. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa Ra'ed Oud is I think this is a really nice flanker to the Silver and to the Luxe. This is kind of what was missing from that line of fragrances. The Luxe is more of kind of that blue style of fragrance with that juniper berry that's mixed in there. The Silver has more of that sweetness to it, so it's more of kind of a sexy, alluring style of fragrance, a little bit more on the unisex side. And this is the bold, masculine, rugged style of fragrance that line was missing, and I really enjoy that. Like I said, the woodiness in this, that leatheriness that comes through, and that really fresh, spicy green aspect to it is quite appealing for my own personal scent profile, my own tastes, if you will. It's like walking kind of like along the edge of the woods on a nice like hot summer day, but you get a nice cool breeze kind of blowing in from like some mountain lakes that are there or something like that. I just went hiking not too long ago, so that's what it makes me think of. So you get that really nice kind of fresh, woody aspect that's coming through, has that spice, that pininess to it, but it also has that kind of that darkness to it, that boldness to it, and that leathery accord that works its way through with just a little hint of sweetness just to kind of rein things in just a little bit. I think the scent profile on this is really, really nice. It's really well blended. The quality is definitely there for $26, and I'm not complaining whatsoever about the performance. This is borderline beast mode depending on the temperatures. Like I said, 7-8 hours of longevity, a great projection on this, and I think it's a great casual, cool weather fragrance. So overall, pretty impressed. If this sounds like something you want to pick up, I definitely think you should check it out. That's Lattafa Ra'ed Oud. And I want to hear from you guys. What's another Lattafa fragrance you want to get a full review on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, your taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.